President says the jobs plan should be passed immediately. Does he have a sense that the Democrats in the Senate agree with him?
He has a sense, and it's amply demonstrated by all the statements of support that have come out since the President spoke, that Democrats broadly support the American Jobs Act, yes.
And why are Gene Sperling and David Plouffe briefing the Democratic caucus today? Was that something previously scheduled, or has it been in response to some of the criticism that the White House has received from Democratic senators?
The members of the White House go up and brief senators and members of Congress, members of the House all the time on our initiatives, going to the exchange I just had with Jake. I mean, it's part of communicating with Congress about what action we hope they'll take. And why our priorities are what they are. So that's a normal part of the process.
The reason I asked about whether the Democrats agree, I mean, Leader Reid has some other more immediate and pressing items that he's going to bring up. Senator Casey
well, let's be clear about the fact that on transportation and FEMA, these are issues that have to be resolved within a matter of days, so there's not an expiration of funding. So that's completely understandable. Go ahead.
Will you specifically address Senator Casey's criticism that people are skeptical of big pieces of legislation, so that his preference would be to break this up?
Well, I don't know about people being skeptical of big pieces of legislation. We have enormous regard for Senator Casey, and if that may be the case. This, as I was just saying to Jake, the elements of this American Jobs Act are very clear. This is not a complex piece of legislation. They're pretty simple. Cut the payroll tax in half for all Americans who receive a paycheck. Cut it in half for small businesses, the employer side, for those businesses up to 98% of all businesses up to $5 million in payroll. Provide money to states that will allow them to rehire teachers. Launch initiatives that will speed up infrastructure projects, get construction workers back to work. An initiative to incentivize businesses to hire veterans. So many of our returning heroes from Iraq and Afghanistan who fought bravely for this country, who shouldn't have to be fighting to get a job. This is pretty straightforward stuff. So we think it could be acted on in its entirety, and that's certainly what we would like to see happen. As I've said, and let me make clear, because Congress gets to legislate, if they sent us one part of that, funding for teachers, for example, the President obviously would not veto that. He would sign it, and then he would say, okay, send me the rest. And that would be true if it came in 2 pieces or 4 pieces, or one. If you got it all at once, then that would be it. But that's our approach.
You announced at the top of the briefing about the President's trip next Thursday. This bridge that is in Speaker Boehner's backyard and also happens to go into Kentucky, the home state of the Republican leader in the Senate. I assume it was intentional to choose a bridge in the Speaker's district. Yes? Yes?
It's a bridge that's in great need of repair. It's a bridge that's relatively easy to get to from Washington. It's a bridge that
why that bridge?
Goes between. Well, first of all, I think the President made a reference to it before, and I think it's a good way to highlight the urgent need when you have a bridge that's described as functionally obsolete. It's pretty clear that this bridge could benefit from a little repair and renovation. So I think that bridge, because I think it helps highlight the urgent need in this country for us to improve our infrastructure.